Hey everyone, welcome back to TBM Sports. Exciting Thursday night football matchup, not in the NFL. We're going to talk college football. We have the Army Black Knights going on the road playing ECU, taking on the Pirates down there in North Carolina. I'll talk about my best bet, and this is a game that I kind of favor quite a bit, and I'm happy it's not on a Saturday because Army does deploy a very different offense that as a defensive coordinator and schematically, it's a tough one to match up on, despite even if Army is playing poorly. I will share with you guys my best bet and kind of get a tip of the hand as where I kind of stack up for this contest. So we'll get into some of the numbers, and I'll talk about why I will be making a play here with Army and ECU. Okay, so for those of you that are new here, welcome to the channel first off, and my name is Mark. We talk sports betting every single day. If you have not subscribed yet here on YouTube, please do so. Also, give me a follow on Instagram and on X. Those links will be down below in the description. And let's get into the action, okay? So we will use Outlier to break this all down. If you are not using Outlier, there is a link for a 7-day free trial. Sign up, cancel anytime, but for my money and something that when I bet every single day, the Outlier and what they have to offer from a not just finding the best number available, but also just a breakdown of player trends, props, and the betting insights in the world of sports betting. It is simply invaluable if you do lay a considerable amount of units, okay? So we'll talk about this game. One thing to note, we'll look into some of the recent form. Army comes in this game 1-2 on the year. ECU 2-2, although 3-1 ATS. And I think that as we look at some of the notes here, Army, very concerning loss to Tarleton State. They were ranked, I think, coming into that game. They'd had a very good season last year, but it's a different Army team, but still the same strategy that they do look to deploy offensively. And I think that is kind of the takeaway message here, and I'll talk about why. Also, they did beat Kansas State, so the very interesting in that department. Kansas State, though, for all things considered, not the team that everybody kind of expected them to be, losing 24-21 in that second week matchup. And then also, we saw Army go down substantially to North Texas. That was one of my best bets, taking North Texas on the money line, and they did lose 45-38, giving up 45 points to that North Texas offense that is very much a, I guess you would say, a highly effective air raid kind of tempo kind of play that is something that would give fits if they can't get out to a lead. And albeit Army scored 38 points, so that's something that does go into today's handicap because I do like that, showing some strength there as they were able to move the football. Okay. ECU, conversely, impressive win, I guess you would say, off a bad Coastal Carolina team, although they did lose only by 7 to NC State to kick off the year. And then also they did get blown out by BYU last week as a 6.5 point dog. So I think that in the current form, it's a horrible spot for ECU. They basically had to play a game where they got dismantled at home against BYU. And then short week, short turnaround, not too much time to prepare for a triple option. Off of injuries as well. They have to go host Army, and Army, they don't care. They are ready to go every single week. It's something within the service academies. I do bet and lean towards them more so than not. And this is a very, I guess you would say, bad spot. It just comes down to it, guys. And this is one of my favorite bets, honestly, of the entire Week 5 college football action. We're taking Army plus 4.5 at -110. I know the number has moved a lot as this was a 5.5 point spread. I don't think the 5s and the 4s, 4 is still outside of that key number. And also, I do think Army is a little bit live here, plus 160 on the money line, okay? But the best bet will be Army plus 4.5. And something that does kind of give way into this handicap also is the fact that East Carolina, okay, what they did was they brought in a defensive coordinator, okay, and that was something where you look at kind of the likes of Blake Harrell. This is where we saw Army give up 30, or Army was able to rack up 31 points in the first half and blew out Houston, and that was kind of his last year as a Cougar. Going over to East Carolina now, this is something where, yes, it was a good season last year, okay, but still, we all know that they won a bowl game and had a good close to their 2024 campaign. But still, his ineffectiveness against Army going all the way back to his time at Houston, I think that kind of does lend way to the fact that, hey, short week, 4 games to prepare. It's going to be very hard to stop this triple option. And I think that's just basically the nuts and bolts of this handicap. So I do like this. I think this is something where it's a horrible spot. Schematically, everything sets up for Army. And I will tell you guys, if you aren't taking this now, I think this number does eventually get down below a 4. That's just on my own personal opinion with all of the action that we'll have on the NFL side of things Thursday, and this being the only college football game on a Thursday evening. I think it's going to have a considerable handle. So I do like Army plus 4.5, minus 110. That is my best bet. Okay. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I know this was a quicker video, but there's really not much to break down outside of just basically the 3 games leading up to today. For both of these clubs, and just the fact that I don't think East Carolina is going to be able to stop Army's offensive attack. Okay, so that's where I'm at. That is my best bet. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a comment down below. What is your pick for this game? Also, be sure to subscribe, not here on YouTube, but also X, Instagram, all that good stuff. And also, we do have the NFL video up and MLB for the Thursday slate. So make sure you check out all of those videos and my best bets. And we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.